Hello my friends, it's Shadowrun Hong Kong. We are on episode 12. We are now in the sewers of doom. Whoa, what the hell was that about? That's some strange glitchiness there. As you round the corner, you hear voices speaking out just loudly enough for you to make coherent sentences. Speakers definitely not local, they speak in a slight Slavic accent and their clothing is heavily armoured. Well, there are a number of crates and boxes all mostly filled. Looks like the group is packing up. Yugoslav says the boat will be ready tomorrow morning. He's got everything arranged with the port authority. Move the goods into the warehouse, you handle loading them onto the ship and you get paid right there and then. I'll be glad to be done with this filthy place. I will too. I hate having to hide in these damn drains. It stinks down here. You can hear the devil rats running the walkways. It's a mess and disgraceful. We shouldn't have to put up with this bullshit. And Alexander still isn't back from his little trip. We'll have to leave soon. We'll have to leave him behind if he doesn't get back soon. I know, Galena. Until Andrew says we're in the clear from the triads, we can't be seeing the goods on the street. They'll find us and go back to Vladivostok in sausage casings. Those Red Dragon Mundakai don't screw around when it comes to protecting their turf. Who knows, maybe Alexander was stupid and they caught him. Either way, we'll have to lug his crap through the drains for a few clicks. Several boxes near two women bear a distinct label, Magpie and Flight. The same emblem you saw stamped on Magpie's equipment in her shop. The York woman sniffs the air suspiciously and her eyes dart towards the dark tunnel you stand in. Before you have a chance to get out of sight, she locks eyes with you. The York lifts her chin as she regards you, cracking her knuckles. What have we here? A curious little pest, come looking for things that don't concern him. What do we do with pests, Galena? We break them, Vasily, sir, and then we hammer a spike through each of their throats, so that anyone who sees their bodies knows not to meddle in our affairs. I suggest you stay where you are, pest. Well, Pony and Elders know I'm down here. You start a fight, you're going to have every droid and cyber junkie on the streets crawling up your ass. Some of the cockiness goes out of the Russian woman's eyes. She just back and forth nervously, shooting a glance at the York. Finally, she lifts her shotgun, sighting along the barrel. You think we're afraid of those little worms? You think we're afraid of you? Don't make me laugh. We could be out of here before they even realised you're missing. You think those crazy chipheads will give a shit about what happens down here? I don't think so. Raktor chuckles lightly. You're Vori V. Zarkoni, thieves. You steal and rob for your living. We're Shadowrunners. We kill people for our living. Which of us do you think will come out on top in this fight? I don't care what you're doing down here or what you've stolen. I just want to find the person murdering the Wamponian elders. You think I give a shit about what you're doing down here? None of that concerns me, so why the hell should we let you live? Open goodwill. You're an idiot. Kill him. Armor strip. Man, she has a lot of armor. I'm gonna give him the evil fog treatment. Nice! I am not gonna just start a firefight here with these fools. Where they're all behind cover and have perfect position. Overwatch! You hit your own guy. distract them with the drone. It's as tough as tin bars, so... yeah, I'll hold this in my hand. Might as well reload while it's quiet. Hopefully they all shoot the drone, because it's an available target. That was a nasty hit. Alright, time to get out. Oh! Holy. Well, that was unexpectedly vicious. Burn, baby, burn. Goon Inferno. Okay, overwatch in case one comes around the corner. The drone is so ridiculously OP, I love it. Oh, he lost control of his spirit. Killed two of them right now. Just like that. Okay. Go for the eyes, fool! Alright, well, there goes all his AP. Eight damage, man. It's so sad. A small PDA sits on the table, the dull glow of the screen illuminating the surface around it. It does not appear to be locked. Seeing it's the PDA is an unmarked keycard of some kind. Get ready to move. Basilio, we got the window for the shipment. We're going to have to get to the harbour in the next few hours. Tell Julian and the others to pick up everything you've got and get ready to haul it through the storm drains, moving towards the meeting spot. Can't afford to miss this opportunity. Hey, Yaroslav. Alexander's still not back from his scouting trip yet. He said he found a stockroom behind Miss Young's Jade Mountain restaurant. There was also a bunch of keycards for it. Belonged to some woman named Magpie. He's out through it now. We can't just leave him behind. Can you delay this handoff for a few more hours? No, Vasily, we can't lay the handoff. The ship will leave when it arrives. If Alexander's not back in time to make it, it's his own damn fault. Get your crew in high gear and make sure we got the goods by the time things are set. Alright, let's finish searching the area. Despite the darkness, you can see something glitter on the edge of the drain. Looking closer, it appears to be a necklace of chain of some kind. Caught in the drain's grate, narrowly avoiding falling down the deep pit. Take the necklace out of the drain, you turn it over in your hand. Simple silver pendant on a chain. Silver pendant depicts a long-tailed bird in flight, a magpie. Disgusting pile of stinking human remains, smells strongly of blood in the first stages of decay. Arms, legs and organs here are all heaped together like stacked firewood. Leaking blood and gore across the floor. Parts contained therein appear to have been sliced away from the parent body rather than torn or bitten. Judging by the clean edges of the cuts, the blade used to sever these parts was extremely sharp. There's a whole world of messed up, Edmund. You think the killer slashed these here? They're stacked, they've been organised. This is our killer, alright. Looking closer at the pile, one part stands out, a severed forearm. It's covered in tattoos. Words in the Slavic language and shining lighthouse adorn the forearm. Ring-like images are inked on each finger. On the back of the hand there's a skull inside a square. This arm belonged to a Vor, these criminal tattoos. The lighthouse shows he tried to escape from prison or planned to. The words say all police are dogs. The skull inside the square means he served a prison term for robbery once. What's a Vor? A Vor is a thief. Vore Zakoni is the name of the organisation, thieves in law. They have strict codes and police their own. They don't sever arms and leave them in a pile of gore. I guess you were supposed to find this stuff before you encountered the smugglers. Where is Magpie's stockroom anyway? It says it's behind this restaurant. An imposing troll stands in front of the stall, overflowing with weapons of all sorts. Pistols, rifles, even brass knuckles overflow the rug around him. Hi there, you look like a man who understands the value of self-defense. Breaker Hui at your service. Promise you, I can help you defend yourself. What do you say, want to take a look? Shock glove. I don't know if that guy does anything. Ah, look, now you can go in the restaurant. Despite the table's crude construction, artfully laid meal awaits the owner. Several small dishes are filled with pickled vegetables, while a larger plate is arranged with long slices of raw meat. The meat is pale pinkish white, like raw pork, and is covered in a light soy marinade. Raw pork? It's the long pork. Poking at the raw meat, you discover it's surprisingly tender. What's more, it has the faint aroma of marinade, as if deliberately prepared. Let's not eat that. Box is packed full of odds and ends. It neatly overflows a collection of knickknacks, souvenirs, and assorted personal effects. There is no rhyme or reason to the collection of items. They appear to have been thrown in haphazardly. Among the contents are charms from various temples, a wooden mask, and a paper fan. Wooden mask is extremely light, it's been painted a pale white and the surface is almost as smooth as porcelain. Delicate features and lifted eyebrows are matched with the bright red lips and delicately carved teeth. Teeth have been stained a deep black. Examine the charms. Small charms are squarish cloth packets, each approximately 1 inch wide and 3 inches tall. Come in a variety of bright colours and are embroidered with characters for prosperity, peace, wealth and protection. Inside each appears to be a folded paper prayer or fortune written in Japanese. Examine the paper fan. Unfolding a fan, you tilt it upward to the light to examine it. The image depicts an East Asian city from the 19th century or earlier. Curved roofs at sunset beside a deep blue river. 2 ships sail down the river, which is in turn spanned by a long wooden bridge. In the foreground, labourers carry buckets along the shore as a man on horseback rides in the opposite direction. In the distance, a pair of large red buildings dominate the skyline. 1 large temple hall and a 5-tiered pagoda. You know, this is what I hate about super mega wordy RPGs, is like, why not just get an artist to actually just draw the paper fan and bring it up on the screen and then take it away? It would be cooler. Text is cheap and art costs money. As you step away from the box, you hear a slight click in the distance, the sound of the door's latch shutting. You are no longer alone in the stockroom. Standing before you is a man clad in heavy armour and bearing a katana on his hip. His skin is ashen grey, his eyes are dead white, his teeth are jagged and appear quite sharp. This is no man, this is a ghoul. The ghoul's blind eyes search back and forth as it regards you. It cannot see you, but it has a sense it knows exactly where you are at all times. Ah, hired gun, no doubt brought to bear against me by the Wamponan elders, a means by which they can lift the curse plaguing them. I salute your tenacity, but I wonder, will you hear me out before raising your weapon to kill me? You're a ghoul and you're talking? Yes, I'm not only talking, I'm reasoning as well, and since you have not attempted to kill me, your own higher faculties are engaged. I am a curiosity to you. The ghoul bares his teeth, breath rasping over them as he inhales. You wish to know not only what I am, but what I have done. As for who, you may call me Gaichu. I know who you are. You're the one killing the Wamponian elders. You are correct. I have killed all of the Wamponian elders to date, though only Elder Magpie was according to my initial plan. I regret the deaths of the other elders, but it was necessary. Explain yourself. This affair began simply enough. As you may surmise, I am not someone who can be seen in public without great risk. Onpuro Garden is an excellent place to hide. No police or triad presence. Minimal interest in things that lurk in the shadows. Unfortunately for me, Elder NG discovered me through a communion with her spirits. Rather than kill me or chase me away, she came to me with a proposition. NG and the other elders were having problems with one of their number, an elder named Magpie, who had been holding many of their plans hostage and would not budge. They could not remove Magpie, however, because their services were too useful to the Wamponians at large. NG offered me a payment to dispose of Magpie, and I accepted. You didn't clean up all of her blood. I found some in her drain. Ah, unfortunate. I thought I was careful enough. Having it on my hands might have obscured my sense of smell enough that I missed the last remnants in the drain. Disposed of Magpie's body by emptying the blood in her bathroom, then I cut her up into more portable pieces. Those were placed in a plastic tarp, which I took to the storm drains and hid. It's unfortunate, but my survival depends upon consumption of raw metahuman flesh. Letting such nourishment go to waste would be a foolish error. Well, why kill the other elders then? I contacted the elders, not in person of course, and they arranged to exchange payment. I assumed that since the job was done, NG would be a woman of her word. I was mistaken. I arrived at a nearby parking garage the elders had told me about. They'd cleared out some of the other Wamponians under some pretense, though I'm not sure what ruse they used. The elders never showed up. Instead, several members of the Hong Kong police force arrived. They were more heavily armed than usual, so I suspect they knew something of my nature. I saw scarring on the concrete from bullets and a blade. You killed them with a sword? And my hands, yes, my blindness precludes the use of ranged weapons. Unfortunate, since I was an excellent shot before I became infected. But my skills in grappling and kenjutsu have only increased. A battle of swords is a clash of souls. Mine was stronger than theirs, and they perished. Betrayal of that sort cannot stand. Not only Was I not paid for my time and effort? The Wamponian elders treat me like a common animal, and I am so much more than that. Reputation is everything, and I had none, so I'd hoped to build a network of contacts that I might be able to continue finding work. But with that treachery, my hopes were dashed. I decided to become the monster they feared. One by one I have eliminated them. They know how to contact me and could have ended their nightmare at any time by making amends. I would have asked for more money, but I would have ceased my hunt, yet they did not. Instead they contacted you, no doubt asking to eliminate me where the police had failed. So I ask you, what now? What will you do? Will you attempt to finish what the Wamponians started, or will you treat me with the same humanity I have shown you? I ask you some questions. What would you like to know? Did you eat the elders? Some of them, not all. My condition requires I consume raw metahuman flesh. Do not require a great deal to survive, perhaps maybe 3 to 4 pounds per week. Subsequently, there is vastly more supply than demand. Is this from your armour? Ah yes, I felt the ragged edge on one shoulder plate. I assumed it was removed when one of the police officers shot me with his rifle. Hazards of war include unkempt attire, unfortunately. Why would the elders have killed you instead of paying you? Any number of reasons. They are notorious cheapskates and will always try to save money when dealing with outsiders. Could be their natural inclination towards profit. They may regard me as subhuman and therefore unworthy of respect. It could be that they felt I was too dangerous to allow to live. It could even be that they simply did not like me. The net result is the same, however. They rained on a deal we brokered and attempted to have me killed. A message must be sent. Blood must be paid. As they have hired you to kill me, they obviously have not learned their lesson. If I let you live, what will you do? Kill the rest of the elders, and anyone else they have sent to exterminate me. It is a matter of survival. If I never have the opportunity to work freelance again, potential employers need to understand the price of my betrayal. These murders are my curriculum vitae in revenge. Oh, then what will you do? How will this story end? Come and work with me, I can be your face. A curious offer, and what of the elders? Will you allow me the satisfaction of killing them? And I want to see what they have to say first. I would counsel you not to believe their words, but you have the sound of one who is wary as a matter of course. Very well. Let us wait until a little bit later in the night. Most pedestrians will be off the street, and it will be easier for us to approach the Wampur without being noticed. This guy, I saw him in the artwork, so I knew he was recruitable when I first played the game. They make it very easy to kill him, though. As you approach, Elder NG's eyes widen. Her mouth falls open and the veins on her neck bulge. What are you doing? You brought this thing into our home. Quick, kill it before it kills us. Porter hefts his pistol warily, but he does not aim it at anyone. Yeah, I have to say, this isn't a good idea. Why the hell is a ghoul in here, and why is it wearing armor? Calm yourselves. I am not an it, and your elders know this intimately. Gaichu bares his teeth in a rictus grin as he turns to face NG. Good evening, Elder NG. I can smell your fear, and I'm glad of this. It means you are learning the price of betrayal. Whoa, what the hell is going on here? Someone explain to me why the ghoul is talking? Gaichu had a contract with the elders and they betrayed him. You dare to accuse us of conspiring with a monster and covering up? You're insane. The very idea is preposterous. Porter nods at the elders, looking back to you with a wary expression. I'm interested to hear in what kind of evidence you have to support this theory, Edmund. As far as I can tell, this monster killed Tong and the others, and that makes him a threat that should be eliminated. The elders hired Gaichu to kill Erdal Magpie and make it look like she disappeared. You believe this vermin, this creature that feasts on metahuman flesh and kills and dismembers our tribesmen? You are a naive and foolish man if that's the case. What proof do you have that Magpie is dead? NG, please. In matters where an elder is accused of breaking our law, other elders generally judge them. In matters where all of them have been accused, I am authorized to act as judge. Make your case, Shadowrunner. I found Magpie's necklace in the storm drains. It takes a moment to examine the necklace. He nods at you. This is definitely Elder Magpie's. If you found it in the storm drain, that's suspicious, but hardly proof on its own. Of course it's not proof. A number of things lost down storm drains in Hong Kong must be a number of tens of thousands per year. While unusual, it's hardly evidence of foul play. There was a large amount of blood in her shower drain. So what? Perhaps she cut herself and washed the blood off, or perhaps you're mistaken about it being blood. You're simply guessing as to what happened. That's true, it's a guess, and even if it is her blood, that doesn't prove the elders hired this ghoul to kill her. Elders have always protected Whampoa Garden to the best of their ability. She hasn't been seen in a month, and not by anyone. She wouldn't just disappear like that. Maybe unlikely, but hardly impossible. You haven't established that the elders were involved. All you've done is make suppositions about it. What proof do you have that we were hired and betrayed by this creature? I won't sit by and listen to idle accusations without any kind of concrete evidence to back it up. What about the fight with the Hong Kong police force? What do you mean? What does it have to do with the elders and the ghoul? The evidence in the garage points to a fight with someone using a sword. We allowed the police into Whampoa Garden because they were hunting someone. They never told us who or why they were looking for their quarry. It didn't have anything to do with us. Gaiju hisses through clenched teeth, addressing Porter Lamb. I was only in the garage to collect payment from them. The ordinary residents were warned of the HKPF's arrival and were gone by the time I arrived. That's suspicious, I admit. Still doesn't prove the elders knew it was the ghoul. This is a piece of Gaichu's armor I found in the garage. The markings on it prove it. Point to the armor markings on to Porter and he nods with some satisfaction. This is from his armor, definitely, but how does it prove the elders knew of the ghoul's existence? Police officers were abnormally armed and armoured, much heavier gear than a normal patrol. They were armed with armour-piercing, discarding sabot shells. That's hardly standard issue. Lesser weapons wouldn't have broken that armour plate. If all they were looking for was a common fugitive, why were they prepared for a fight of that magnitude? Obviously, they knew what they were searching for. That doesn't mean that we did. You Whampoans don't allow police inside the area. Why make an exemption this time? The police were polite and asked our permission to enter. They were hunting a non-Whamponian. That was reason enough for us to allow them in. Porter considers this for a moment, then shakes his head. That doesn't add up, NG. Why would the police ask us for entry now? They've never been polite before. They've always tried to force their way in here. It just doesn't ring true to me. Did you ask them to come in order to hunt down this ghoul? Preposterous, Porter. You know what our community is like. We wouldn't lie over something like this. Ghoul has been lying the entire time, trying to cover his tracks. He's still brutally murdered several elders. That's true. Those murders were vicious and cruel. Porter fixes you with a hard stare. I don't see any way to explain that away. The ghoul is a monster for how he killed Tong and the others. Tong's body was a mess, true, but he died quickly from a sword blow to the back of the neck. I struck Tong down with a single blow from my sword. The mess made of the body was to send the elders a message, but I had no desire to make Tong suffer. At any time, NG and the other elders could have made amends, and the killings would have ended. Instead, they hired a Shadowrunner to kill me. It's not about cruelty, it's about sending a message. That's not what I would have expected looking at the body. You killed him before you dismembered him? That's right, and I killed the other elders in a similar fashion. There was no cause to prolong their suffering. The message was for the living elders, not the dead. If the elders wished to treat me like a monster, I would terrorize them like one until they paid reparations for their mistake. Come on, you can't possibly believe this story. It's absolutely insane. Tong wasn't tortured. There was no astral residue of pain or fear. He didn't even feel the blow. That's correct. Struck with a single blow while his back was to me. His death was instant. Regrettable that he had to die for your folly, NG, but necessary to protect my reputation. NG glares at Gaichu in stony silence before addressing Porter. You can't believe what these people say. They're not to be trusted, and even if this is true, he still killed Tong. Porter looks back at NG, his expression flat and without emotion. Maybe so, NG, but a monster would not take Tong's suffering into account. Maybe a killer, but he's not heartless. The scene of Tong's murder, like the others, was a deliberate sham, made to look more horrific than it was. I believe you. The blood smears on the walls, removal of his skin. That's a scene designed to evoke horror, not the scene of an actual fight. Elders, what do you have to say in response? This is a farce. We've dedicated ourselves to protecting the Whamponian tribe and everyone who believes in Whampoa Garden. Do you really believe outsiders are monsters over our word? We who have only tried to end the killings. You've been duped, Porter, you and this Shadowrunner. I concur. Porter, you know me. You know the kind of person I am. I wouldn't be party to the killing of another elder. Can't believe we're even entertaining the notion that we have to defend ourselves. We should be disposing of this ghoul instead. If you think I'll forget this, you're sorely mistaken and will not tolerate this kind of insult. The elders were too happy to have the red spears move into the garage, almost like they wanted to keep anyone curious about the fight away. That's right, Ip, you even told me not to go find out what happened with the fight. You said the red spear gangers were moving in and to leave them alone. Why the hell would you tell me not to look into it? Was I trying to protect you from the red spears? They're dangerous, which is why I wanted to deal with them directly. Magpie's gear was missing, obviously missing. Why didn't Ip tell me that? He would have had to have noticed. And Magpie's shop is locked up. Why didn't he want me investigating? Pure supposition. You think it proves something that I didn't notice the equipment was missing? Magpie's shop was always a horrible mess. Tang, you did a full inventory of Magpie's Matrix servers. You assured us that everything was running fine and that you'd be able to continue our work. Find it hard to believe you missed something as obvious as missing equipment, especially while searching her stock. Alright, I think we've got some idea of what's going on here, and what do you believe the real story is? Guy Chu seems to be telling the truth. Elders, too many facts don't add up. You're obviously hiding something, possibly a great deal, from the rest of the tribe. I'm sorry, but I have to take you into custody until the community can decide the extent and manner of your punishment. Death would seem appropriate to me, especially given that they kept up this charade even to you, one of their most trusted citizens. Don't you dare talk to me like that, you disgusting beast. Ip raises his weapon. Porter reaches out to stop him. Ip reluctantly stops. Ip, no, don't make this any worse than it is. Porter turns to face you. Thank you, Edmund. I'll make certain that justice is meted out. You are free to go, and I will ensure payment is delivered to you, so long as you take Gai Chu with you. I can't have him staying here. Wait a second, the elders need to pay for what they've done, and they will. We'll have a trial and judge them accordingly. I promise you, we'll make certain that appropriate punishment is handed out. You have my word on that. Okay, I'm satisfied by that. Fine. As you exit the Vampire into the sweltering night of the Kowloon streets, Gaishu turns to face you. I confess, I'm unhappy with the decision to allow the Wolperton elders to live. We should have killed them, if for no other reason than to maintain our reputation. That's why I let them live. That's not how we do things. Gaucho bows to you, his head held very low. I can accept this. I am unused to working with Shadowrunners and assume that you would see things as I do. Hopefully there is much I can learn from you. Shall we leave this place? I'm eager to be done with Vampire Garden. Boom. Job's done. Well, that was simple enough. The MTR rockets noiselessly towards Hawaii along the edge of Kowloon Bay. Black water glitters in the night with the light of 1,000 reflected storefronts. Gaiju stares sightlessly out the window, one hand pressed to the glass. The plot by the elders is exposed, and Porter Lamb is in your debt. You have a new ally in the respect of the Wamponians. Sometimes everything goes right on a job. You count yourself lucky this was one of those times. Your comlink chirps. It's kindly Cheng. Edmund here. Come to the marshalling parlour at once, Edmund. I have something I want to show you. Your crew is already here. I'll be there right away. Very good, my sweet. Very good. I'll see you shortly. And if by right away, I mean after I have... Wow, these both seem to suck. I don't know how long this lasts for. Okay, well that's better than that. Excuse me. I'll come right away if by that I mean after I have... Oh, no, I'm not allowed. I was going to say after I've used the computer and handed in my job. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.